Hi everyone. Today I wanted to make a video about why we should never stop learning and make learning a habit. Back in 2007, I had a very cushy job. The contractors did all the work. All I had to do was oversee it. But then I pushed myself to learn something new and landed a better job with more money and doing great work. And we'll get more into that later. Second instance was when a friend pushed me to take up running. I was trying to lose weight. He pushed me to take up running. I could barely run a mile, but eventually I learned by watching some videos, reading articles about it, and I went on to complete a half marathon, not to mention several 5Ks. Third story was my wife suggesting that I learn cooking, probably because she wanted me to cook her some delicious Indian food, which I rarely cooked, because I didn't know anything about cooking. But once I learned how to cook, it gave me so much joy, especially when my kids ask for second helpings and tell me how much they love certain things that I cook for them. The fourth thing, which is very recent, is relearning AI and relearning how to do my job with AI has really changed the way I look at how to do my job, how to be more efficient. And this is really a mixture of both personal and professional growth through learning. So let's talk more about it. Most people stop learning once they start a job because they get comfortable. They've already done all the learning they needed to do in school to get the degree. Now that they have the degree, they got the job, they don't need to learn anymore. Same thing at home. Once you've reached adulthood, you do the same things over and over, you get the same results, and you kind of fall into this comfortable pattern. And then there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that you can do a lot more if you learn simple things. It doesn't have to be anything earth-shattering. Learning something at work as well as in personal life can give you a lot of benefits. And we're going to get into those examples. Most people get very comfortable in their jobs, and unless they're forced by their employer to upskill or relearn something, they will not get out of their comfort zone. Same thing happens at home, where unless they're forced by some external factors, they don't really learn anything new. And the same thing has happened to me in the past, but I've learned from that. As I mentioned earlier, in 2007, I was at a bank, a very comfortable job. Contractors did all the work. However, iPhone and iPads were introduced around that time, and a friend of mine started learning how to create iPhone apps, Android apps, whatnot. And he showed me some of the things that he did, and he pushed me to learn this technology. So I started learning this technology on my own free time, late nights, on the weekends, and I took about 3 months to push myself through this. Eventually, I joined a local meetup of enthusiasts who build iOS and Android apps. And while I was showcasing some of my apps, there just happened to be two people working at another bank who were also looking for iOS developers. And that's how I landed my next gig, which paid better. I was able to do cutting edge work. And I just literally walked into this brand new opportunity. And it was not just a matter of luck, but the work I had already put in, those things just came together, landed me my next opportunity. And I repeated this pattern several times to get into a better job every time. Second thing was I really wanted to lose weight, and a buddy of mine was a regular runner. He's a soccer player. He asked me to join him for a run, and I couldn't even run for 5 minutes before I completely ran out of breath. So he pointed me to certain resources to look up how to run better. So I started walk running, which is, you walk a little bit, you run a little bit, you walk again, and continued the practice. And once I learned how to run, I eventually went on to run a lot of 5Ks and then a half marathon. And then really the running taught me how to pace myself. And pacing is something I learned to apply into other things that I've done, including my job, where instead of working really fast, I would pace my work so that I would not get overwhelmed by other priorities that came my way. So as you can see, you can take patterns from completely unrelated things and apply them to other problems in your life or other domains in your life. The third thing was my wife had to cook 2 separate meals because my kids did not eat what we ate. So at times it would really greatly benefit her if I could learn how to cook. So I learned how to cook just to help her out. But before you know it, I really got into cooking. I started enjoying it. And it's amazing when you cook something and your wife or your kids absolutely enjoy it. They go for second helpings. And that's how you know that you're cooking something and you're doing something great. And even my mom was pleasantly surprised when she was visiting us to see me cooking all these different foods. So just overall, I feel like it's a gift I wish I had taken advantage of much earlier, because my grandma was an amazing cook. She would take the most basic things and make them taste really amazing. She had that magic in her hands, right? And I wish I had taken that up earlier, because I would have been able to take advantage of being an apprentice to her and learning all these new things. Now that she's no longer there, that knowledge has been lost forever, which is a shame. Recently, AI, as you've heard all over the place, AI is taking over. A lot of the jobs are at risk. And especially me being in technology and me getting older, I would be a prime candidate of losing my job if I didn't get up to speed with AI. And yet again, I took some personal time to learn AI, and learn how different things work, and just continue to use it. Certainly gave me different ideas, and I was able to parlay that into my current work. And I was able to create new projects and wow people at work with some of the initiative that I rolled out. And that's giving me a leg up, right? So what I would like to suggest is you don't have to be learning constantly. That's really not what I'm talking about. You could take something and maybe do a once a year learning, maybe do a heads down month-long learning, take a course. There are various websites like Coursera, Udemy. They have very cheap courses, but very high quality courses, anywhere ranging from $10 all the way up to $100. But if you find a course that has amazing reviews, that's right up your alley, whether it's personal or professional. And if it's professional, then many times your work will pay for it, especially if it's just like $100 course. The company's saving a lot of money, because if they had to send you to formal training, they would have to pay thousands of dollars. So these are self-paced courses, affordable, well-structured, that you can take on your own and go back over and over, take notes. And even if you stretch it out over 1 or 2 months, it'll open up new opportunities and ideas. And another interesting thing is YouTube is a great resource. Instagram or even TikTok is a great resource. Learning doesn't always have to be about your career. It can be something as simple as learning how to fold clothes in a more efficient manner, learning how to wash clothes with some new hack, right? Or some new recipe that's very easy to learn, but just make it a point to learn something new that will give you a leg up, right? Personally or professionally. And don't treat learning as a chore. Just open up your curiosity and learn something new. And you might be able to teach others through learning something new. Something as simple as learning a new keyboard shortcut at work can save you minutes and then hours at an end. I'm regularly amazed at how little people who do the same repetitive task don't know that there's a much better or a faster way to do the task. It just takes an attitude of curiosity and being open to learn new things that can really simplify your life. So many local clubs that you can join, local meetups you can join, that can open up a whole new world of opportunities, or make new friends because you're open to learning new things, right? If you start hiking, for example, you'll certainly make new friends. You've opened up new avenues. Hopefully you like this video. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, so I can continue to make such motivational content for you. See you in the next video. Thank you.